This radio show curates Japanese anime culture and economy. TORO Animation Research.
From essential recommendations to obscure trivia, this is Ryota Fujitsu's Anime Lab.
SBS Radio, TORO Animation Institute. During this segment, our chief researcher Ryota Fujitsu will randomly introduce historically significant anime and present column-style discussions on anime-related topics. Now over to you, Mr. Fujitsu.
I am Ryota Fujitsu, an anime critic. Today, I'd like to introduce an animated film called Robot Dreams. The director is Spanish, so this falls into the category of international animation. Robot Dreams is based on a graphic novel, essentially a comic book, written by Sara Varon. Spanish director Pablo Berger Uranga, who normally works on live-action films, read the manga and thought, "This is fascinating, I want to animate this myself." After negotiating for the rights, he spent about 5 years creating this film. As for the story, it takes place in a world with anthropomorphized dogs and other animals. The main character is a dog, simply called Dog, and since there's no dialogue in the film, most characters don't have names. And set in 1980s New York, the story follows someone living alone in the city. They lead a somewhat lonely life, just heating up meals in the microwave and eating while watching TV. Wanting a friend, they decide to buy a friend robot they saw advertised. When the robot arrives, the two become friends and get along incredibly well. They spend the whole summer having fun together, and at the end of summer, they decide to go to the beach. There are several beaches you can reach from Manhattan, and they go to the fairly well-known Coney Island, which is famous for its small, old amusement park. They go swimming there, but since it's a robot, it rusts and stops working.
Seawater, of course.
I'll come to help you, okay? And when the beach closes at night, you have to leave the shore. When we tried to go back, they told us, "Today's the last day for the beach, so you can't enter." And that's how the two characters end up separated from each other. When people think of foreign animation, they might have a strong impression of artistic films. But if you search for this one, you'll see it has very approachable characters. The story isn't cliched, but it's straightforward. It's an easy-to-understand emotional film. It's also highly acclaimed, having been nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, and has gained attention in that way. Director Pablo didn't specify any particular location in the original work. What's interesting about this film is that he changed what was simply written as somewhere in America to New York. Pablo himself is Spanish, but he lived in New York for 10 years from the 1990s. Although the film is set in 1980s America, he portrays it with a touch of nostalgia. Pablo said something interesting. Since the original work wasn't very long, making a film just based on that would end too quickly. But the original author told him he could add episodes, so Pablo approached it like a jazz musician expanding on a melody, respecting the original tune while adding his own arrangements. One of those arrangements was setting it in 1980s New York, and that's how he built the story. He even created an animation studio specifically for this film. It wasn't anything large scale, but I actually had the chance to meet him as a guest at the 2023 Tokyo International Film Festival and hear about his process. Since there aren't that many people in Europe who can do hand-drawn animation, he appointed an animation director who had worked on famous hand-drawn animations like The Triplets of Belleville, and through this person's connections gathered various animators to create the artwork. So the animation is also very meticulously done. Also, they use Earth, Wind and Fire's September, that super famous hit song that many people have covered, as the theme song, and it plays at just the perfect moments in the film. This emotional feeling and the way the music is used really hits you. There are quite a few moments that tug at our heartstrings, and since it's a story where where characters go their separate ways in the middle, the way the music is used makes it all the more moving. I really hope everyone gets a chance to see it. So since there's no dialogue, it's quite enjoyable for children too. There's music and sound effects, but the characters don't explain anything with words, so kids can enjoy it. And adults will certainly find themselves thinking, yeah, that's what life is like, you know. So I really hope everyone can enjoy it.
How did you enjoy this episode of SBS Radio's TORO Animation Institute? TORO Ani is broadcast live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Japan's SBS Radio. Please be sure to tune in. This has been Ryuta Aoki, host of SBS Radio's TORO Animation Institute.